Have you ever felt that, well, painful gap between who you want to be and who you really are? It's a feeling that's just so human, right? Well, today we're going to dive into a timeless piece of writing that tackles this exact feeling. And it asks one of the most vulnerable questions there is. And this is it. This is the question at the heart of it all. How can we possibly be loved when we know all of our own flaws so well? It's something people have wrestled with forever. And believe it or not, this old text gives an answer that's, well, it's pretty surprising. So let's follow our narrator on this journey from total spiritual anguish to a completely new way of understanding love. So our story kicks off with a soul that's really in conflict. Picture this. The narrator feels this incredible divine presence, like standing in the full brightness of the sun. But instead of feeling good, it just makes their own shortcomings feel bigger and more painful. And here you can see the source material we're working with. This isn't just some abstract theory. No, this is someone's real documented experience, an intimate conversation between a person's heart and the divine that was written down hundreds of years ago. The language just immediately pulls you into this really reflective space. And there it is. That's the core problem. The narrator is saying, look, I feel God's presence. I know it's there. But inside, I feel cold. I feel disconnected. They're basically asking, how can these two things be true at the same time? How can I be so aware of goodness and still feel so imperfect? It's a question that comes from a place of real pain. But then, just when the narrator is at their lowest, the whole story shifts. An answer comes, a divine response that is going to completely flip their understanding of God, of power, and even of imperfection itself. Okay, so first we have to kind of check our own assumptions at the door. You know, we tend to think of omnipotence as this massive, overwhelming force, the kind of power that creates galaxies and suns, this huge, majestic thing that you should feel everywhere all the time. But the text is about to tell us, maybe that's not the whole picture. So the divine response redefines power, not as this overwhelming force, but as perfect, incredible restraint. It suggests that true power isn't about crushing you with its presence. It's the ability to be there in just the right way, perfectly tailored for you, for the moment. It's a power that's gentle, not overpowering. And this leads us to the main event, the core idea. The greatest display of goodness isn't in creating the universe, but in patience. It's the quiet, steady tolerance for all our flaws, gently guiding us, as the text puts it, by their own free will into the way of perfection. Now, that's a pretty big idea, right? A little abstract. So to make it really hit home, the narrator is given this simple, beautiful analogy that just makes everything click. It's a parable about a father and his children. So the story goes like this. A father absolutely adores all of his children. But he has one child who is, a little different, not so beautiful, as the text says. And what does the father do? He shows a special kind of tenderness to this child. He doesn't just put up with them. No, he pulls them in closer. He consoles them and showers them with kindness precisely because of that perceived imperfection. And right here, this is the aha moment for the narrator. They suddenly get it. They realize that if they could just see themselves as that child, the most imperfect one, not with self-hatred, but with an honest humility, then they wouldn't be pushing God away. They'd actually be opening themselves up to that special, tender love from the parable. This revelation changes everything. I mean, it's a profound shift. The narrator's anguish just melts away and turns into thankfulness. The question isn't, why am I so flawed anymore? Now it's, wow, how can I even respond to a love this tender? And this completely reframes what we think of as humility. See, in this context, it's not about feeling worthless or hating yourself. It's about a clear-eyed view of yourself that, weirdly enough, makes you the perfect recipient for grace. It's like being an empty cup that allows those torrents of celestial sweetness to just pour right in. And you can see this total transformation in the narrator's prayer. It's not a complaint anymore. It's an offering. They're giving thanks. They're offering up their struggles as part of a bigger story. And they're asking for help, not from a place of despair, but from a place of trust. Trust that all those deficiencies will be met with love. So we're left with this one final powerful thought. This entire text challenges one of our most common assumptions. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, our flaws, our struggles, our heart of ice, maybe they aren't the things that disqualify us from love. What if they're the very things that invite a deeper, more tender kind of love in?